A verdict has been reached in the trial of the man accused of trying to kill President Trump at his Florida golf course last year. Ryan Ruth has been found guilty on all charges against him.
CNN's Randy Kay is covering this for us. Also with us, former Deputy Assistant Attorney General Tom Dupree. Randy, let's start with you. You were in the courtroom. Tell us what happened.
Well, he was found guilty on all 5 charges that he was facing. That was attempted assassination of a major presidential candidate. That would have been Donald Trump last year when he was running for president at Trump International Golf Club, where this occurred. Possession of a firearm in furtherance of a crime of violence, assaulting a federal officer, felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition, and possession of a firearm with an obliterated serial number. So those are all 5 counts, all found guilty in just a matter of a couple of hours by this jury after 38 witnesses presented by the prosecution. I was watching Ryan Ruth as this jury was read. He was taking notes. He did not have much of a reaction after delivering his closing arguments today. That lasted about an hour, trying to show that there was no intent on his part to kill Donald Trump. That's what this really hinged on for both sides, apparently. The prosecution today trying to prove that there was intent, but they also said that a shot did not have to be fired. Per the law, a shot does not have to be fired for them to prove intent. So the jury obviously felt that there was intent. They listed the evidence that they believed proved intent, such as various license plates in the car, the weapon at the scene, cell phone records that show he spent one day 16 hours at Trump International Golf Club surveying the area. But Ryan Ruth said that it was never going to happen. He told the jury that the defendant's heart was not in it. And he said the prime opportunity was there for the defendant to shoot the president, and the trigger was never pulled. So now we are waiting to get some sentencing guidelines from the judge. And once that happens, we will get a sentencing date. But once again, Ryan Ruth, 59-year-old Ryan Ruth, found guilty on all 5 federal charges he was facing in the attempted assassination of President Donald Trump at his golf course last year in West Palm Beach, Florida.
And Tom Dupree also joins the conversation, former Deputy Assistant AG. Tom, your reaction to this outcome?
Well, it's not surprising at all. Frankly, the only surprising thing is it took the jury a few hours to reach its verdict. Look, he had absolutely no defense. This was not a case of they got the wrong guy or mistaken identity. And his argument that he lacked the intent to shoot President Trump simply doesn't hold water legally or factually. He also made, in my view, the supremely ill-advised decision to represent himself at trial. Over the course of this trial, there were days, frankly, that bordered on farce as he was asking witnesses questions and making arguments that were simply incoherent and certainly did not help his case. So again, a very unsurprising verdict. The prosecutors had the facts. The law was on their side. Doesn't surprise me at all that the jury rendered a verdict of guilty on all counts.
Yeah, Tom, can we go a little bit more into that? Because, again, reading some of the reports that Randy has been filing from the court, to your point, it's been pretty remarkable listening to Ryan Ruth try and defend himself. Did any of the arguments that he was trying to make in court, clearly it didn't resonate with the jury, but did it seem like he had any chance when he was saying things like, well, maybe I wasn't going to shoot the president because I didn't have the right scope or something along those lines? Talk to me about that.
Sure. Well, look, I think about 80% of the arguments he was making were completely incoherent, didn't help him at all. There was certain arguments he was making that, in a different case on different facts could have had persuasive force. In other words, the argument that he simply lacked the intent because he didn't fire a shot, again, not persuasive, not supported by the facts, but, is at least somewhat coherent. So there were moments, I think, of coherence in what he was arguing. And, he tried to articulate the concept that, well, he never really had an intent. He wasn't really going to do it. Therefore, how can you convict him? Again, not persuasive to this jury, not supported by the facts. But again, in my view, he really didn't have much defense at all.
All right, Tom Dupree and Randy Kay, thank you both for breaking all that down. That breaking news again about Ryan Ruth found guilty on all counts of trying to assassinate then candidate Trump.